Hmm. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, everyone. This is Tammy Lee with the Emerald Compass. This is our, it's not in here very good. I wanted to make sure we had the flame of transformation with us. This is day 5 of the Sacred Soul Soiree. Wonder why this. And as we, hi Eva, hi Carol. Just wait for everybody to start coming online. Tonight is a powerful night where we talk about sacred calibration, the heart-womb connection. We're going to be doing some deep dives, clarifying, uncovering. So as we wait for people to come on board, please go ahead and let me know if you can hear me okay. Good evening, Carolyn. Do you have your notebook with you, your notes, your worksheets? Just everybody, as you come on board, as you come on, I want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take that breath into your heart. And allow everything, everything, everything that no longer serves you at this moment to dissipate. Thank you, Carol. It's been a busy day, as I'm sure it has been for most of you. We'll just wait a few more minutes as people are popping on, because I know there's a lot of them that wanted to be here tonight. So how has this week been going? For you that are on here right now, how has your week been going? How is this resonating with you? Let me know. I want you to share what's going on. Even if you have some questions, even if you have questions that you're thinking, because I did this today, somebody wanted my opinion, and I had this little thought in my head, does she really want to hear this? And knowing it was for, like, that is why we were working together today. And yes, she wanted to hear it. And thank goodness I got out of my own mind into my heart, into my truth, and said, she needs to hear the truth. She needs to hear this truth. So how many of you actually allow yourself to stop from speaking your truth? I guess I need to turn this on. Now you can see me better. So how many of you allow yourself to stop from saying what you know you need to say, your truth, because you're concerned about how the other person's going to take it? This happens a lot. And when we allow ourselves to stay in our heart, and we know that this, whatever we're going to say, is coming from our heart space, because what did we talk about earlier this week? What was one of the sayings I gave you? It's none of my business what other people think about me. That has been prevalent this week. This has been prevalent. This morning, it was so funny. My husband and I got into a conversation, and I'm like, I know what I'm saying is making sense, but he thinks what he is saying making sense, and we're not jiving with each other. And he goes like, and he's just like, holding on and holding on, but he wasn't sharing all the information of what he knew. And as soon as he added this one sentence, I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. And even though I'm like, you don't have to be so pissy about it. And he's like, well, I wasn't pissed off before, but I'm getting there now. And I cracked up laughing. I totally cracked up laughing. That is a new way, that doesn't always happen. But I was so glad. I just cracked up laughing. He's like, what's so funny? And I'm like, I just think this whole thing is funny. The fact that, okay, I'm just checking right now to see if anybody needs help getting on. So, because sometimes we have those technical difficulties and people need help. I know I need some help sometimes with technical stuff. So I don't know why my nose is itching. We're not supposed to itch our nose when we're on live and we're being recorded, but you know me, girls, I'm real. And if it itches, scratch it, right? Oh, so does anybody have any comments, any breakthroughs, any ahas that are coming to you that you would like to share, or you would just like to, is there questions? Last night we even talked about the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood. Last night, those of you that were not on the call, we had a lot of other beings, spiritual beings with us. And as I was sharing about the 8-month program, the Emerald Compass Sisterhood, this voice came through. This is what I truly believe. The Emerald Compass Sisterhood, that program, that 8-month program, it is its own entity. It is its energy, and it's growing as we're growing. It's multiplying. So as I was sharing about that 8-month program and the transformational and healing experiences we're going to have, and finding your intuition and living with your intuition and bringing more of you and your fragmented soul pieces. If those of you that haven't watched, I think that was last night, wasn't it, ladies? Carolyn, Diana, you were here last night. Was last night where we claimed back some of our sacred soul pieces that had fragmented off. And that's just a layer. We're going to go more and more and more into that during this 8-month course. And while I was sharing about this course and how I feel it is vital and it is time, the word sacred came through. And I heard it say, sacred sisterhood. So take a deep breath with that. As you take a breath, I want you to breathe in for a count of 5. I want you to hold it for a count of 5. And then I want you to blow it out through your heart space and blow out all those other things that no longer, right now in this moment, support you. Right now in this moment that you don't need. I want you to turn off your notifications. I want you to be fully present with me. So one of the things I have been very encouraged to have some body work done because of all the work I've been doing on myself to actually allow my physical self to assimilate more of that energy that is coming through and wants to not only percolate inside of me, but wants to become more of me, with me. And getting body work helps to accelerate that process. But I noticed, because I actually did that twice this week, and Tuesday, and I'm really, really particular on who I allow in my energy to work on me. And this woman that I've known for years, for probably a decade, her energy had shifted. Like, it was amazing. And I told her that today. And one of the things as we shared with each other, it was because she was really present with me, with my body. And right now I'm asking you to be present here within this container, within this sisterhood that we are growing, within the sacred soul of who you are, because it is so grateful. Again, this is Sacred Soul Soiree, day 5. Tonight we're talking about sacred calibration. And one of the reasons I do this, I am so passionate about helping women. I'm turning 58. May is my birth month. Not just a birthday, my birth month, ladies. Because we have to celebrate ourselves. And we have to quit relying on other people to celebrate us. We need to celebrate ourselves, for us, with us. And one of the things I'm so passionate about is, even though I'm turning 58 this month, I've been doing this work for decades. I think my work actually started from when I was a teenager, from growing up never feeling loved, like wondering why, like never, except for my grandmother, feeling loved, being suicidal, like wondering, why am I even here? What is my purpose? Yet I knew inside. And even when my life, and even when I'm laughing and I'm joyous, and I have such a unique laugh that I created a laugh app just to be able to share it with people and create laughter around the world. But with all the goodness and having 5 children and 13 grandchildren, and with all these different things and greatness that's in my life, I was still missing something. I was still missing something inside of me that felt empty, that had me searching my entire life, that I wanted truth. And I knew there was more than what I was being taught. How many of you have ever felt that? That even though I have all this around me, there was a missing link. And in our 8-month program, the Emerald Compass, I love saying this, Sacred Sisterhood, we're going to be uncovering those things. Have you ever cried at a Hallmark commercial? Have you ever allowed your emotional self to take you out? Or have you been so scared or like even told you cannot show your emotion? Like from when you were a little kid. Or maybe even in a different lifetime. Or maybe even, because this happens too, our moms. Because we're more a part of our mama, of our mother, than we are our dad. Because we were with her for 9 months. So whatever we do not heal, whatever our mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers, whatever they don't heal, they pass on. And they pass on to everyone after that. And I say it stops with me. And whatever I can do in this lifetime, I am doing. Whatever it takes, I am doing. And I want to accelerate the path for you women. I don't want you to be like searching for decades, like in this teacher and that teacher and all this, like wondering. And I outgrew my teachers and they were pissed off about it. I celebrate that. That's what everyone that's signing up, that's one of my goals is like, man, I want you to go leaps and bounds beyond me to where you become the teacher and I become the student with you. Yeah. That's just part of what we're going to be doing. That's just part. We're going to have this 8 months together and we're going to keep growing this container and growing this container. And it's going to be so solid. It already is solid. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can hear it. Like, what do you mean? We already are solid. We're solid. But we're going to become more. and we're going to expand. And we're going to be there for support for each other in our truth and allowing that to come forth. We're going to be doing healing work. We're going to be doing some deep dives, some uncovering, some even go into the womb. And that's something I'm going to share with you tonight. I'm going to take you through an exercise tonight. And okay, my nose is itching again. Usually that's somebody that's talking about you, right? Isn't that the thing? If your nose itches, somebody's talking about you. And we're going to have this ongoing mindset uplift because we have to get out of our mind, or we got to heal those blockages that are keeping us from our growth, from our knowing, from our intuitive self, from our sacred gifts that so much want to come on board. One of the ladies that signed up today, she did the full, like, Tammy, I'm going full in. She was able to do the full pay, and with that comes a VIP day. And she made sure, she's like, I'm getting that VIP day with you, girl, one-on-one. But not only are we going to have live weekly breakthrough workshops every Wednesday night at 7:00, we're going to start May 20th. We're also going to have weekly laser hot seat coaching and healing calls. Like, maybe something's come up for you and you're like, man, I got to talk about it. But we do this in a group. We do this as a group because there's another type of energy that comes with that. Yes, I do one-on-ones, and they're freaking powerful, aren't they, ladies? A lot of you on here have had those one-on-ones with me, and more than one. And they're astonishing. And they get more and more incredible every time. Think of that times 10. Because when we are in a group, where two or more are gathered, magical, mystical things happen. You're going to have a course portal. So everything's going to be recorded. So you're not going to miss out on anything. We're going to do Zoom calls. Okay, that's one question that came up. Tammy, we're going to do this on Zoom. Yes. So we can see each other. So we can relate to each other. So we can share our energy. And if somebody's down, we're going to help them come up. We're going to find, why are they down? And we're going to do that. And we're going to, like, this is freaking a sacred sisterhood, ladies. And the emerald energy, let me share this with you. The energy of the emerald, because I tap into that. That's part of my gifts. And it told me. So there's the diamond and the emerald. And the diamond is more well known, right? Everybody wants a diamond. Well, the diamond actually, in its own knowledge, took the forefront because there's more of them. Emerald is more, what's the right word? It's more of a precious gem, meaning you can't find it as much. And had emerald, which is a very high frequency gem. This is a emerald that has not been polished up. Pure emerald. And here's one thing, I don't know if you can see this, but can you see the back of it? See how it's open? You truly wear a gem. You want the back open so it can assimilate with your system. Even the lady that created this, she's like, don't wear any other. That's why this one's on this hand. This one's on this hand. It's okay if I have gold, but if you have another gem stone, she's like, the emerald is so powerful, it will suck all the energy from it. That powerful. But the diamond took, like, almost like they're sisters, okay? And the diamond said to the emerald, I know you're rare. And I know people will want you so much. I'll take the front. I'll take the front Because if people know about you and how powerful you are to the emerald, there will be nothing in the future for anyone. That's how high frequency emerald is. Beyond. Now this course has been in waiting, in incubation for over 2 years. And I even tried to launch it before. It never worked. It never worked. And why? The wrong name. The wrong people. This everything wasn't right. Even stuff within me was not right. There was a lot of work I had to do. There was other, like, it wanted incubation time. And now is time. We're going to have monthly accountability calls for follow-up and goal setting. Our ta-da list. Don't you like that? Ta-da! We're going to have a ta-da list. Ta-da! You know, like instead of saying goal list, why don't we say ta-da list of things that make us feel good, that clear out the stuff. So more of our, for one, our fragmented soul pieces can come back. Another, so the essence, the connection to our spirit and to our essence, our pureness, the purity of who we are, of when we were first created, can start to shine through us. So take a deep breath on that. Yum, yum, yum. Going to have healing pods to where I'm going to teach you the things I know about healing. In time, we got to work on other things. In time, I will teach you what I know and how I do it. Not to say that that's how you do it, because I don't do everything the way that my teachers do it, but it opens up the possibilities for me. Like one of my clients, my students, I don't know what, little by little, just like, and I think we've been working together like 1.5 years now, off and on, and she's getting more things that are coming online, more things. Every week of the month, usually it'll probably the last week of the month, it's going to be an integration period. So if you feel like you're falling behind, take a breath and use that week to catch up. We're also going to have special guest speakers along the way, because I know, and I can admit, I don't know everything, and I'm okay with that. And somebody else might know something more than I do. Like, I don't know about like tarot cards or astrology. I was going to say universal stuff. Astrology, I don't know that stuff. It interests me, but I don't want to, so why not have somebody come on that maybe somebody that's in the group, maybe there's another level of something that we can be taught, right? And for anybody that signs up with the full pay, you get a bonus virtual VIP day with me. Now, if you're local, we might just do it in person. If you want to drive here, we might just do it in person. Well, we would if you drove here. That alone, because a one-on-one session with me is $250. So if you think about 6 hours with me, you know, with a break in between, if we do it in person, we're going to go out for lunch. So that's even more hours together. That's well over 150 or that's well over a $1,500 value right there that you get free, that you get with. when you do the full pay. And the full pay, you know, for 8 months being together is only $3,840. And it's okay. It's okay that, yum, yum, just fill into that. That's about $480 a month. And you can do monthly pays. And let me tell you, and I'm willing to do this. If you need to talk, to think about like how can I've been there, ladies. How can I do this? I want to work with Tammy. Holy cow. Her program, like she's not even touching the tip of the iceberg of what we're going to be doing. And if you've been doing this Sacred Soul Soiree this week, and if you haven't, and you go back and you listen to all the days, your socks are going to be blown off. This is more than me that's bringing this through. I'll tell you that. I will help you create. I am very good at creative financing. One time I wanted to work with a lady so much, I had to use 2 credit cards and PayPal credit. And they worked with me. They were so gracious about it. I was so touched. I was so touched. Whew. So tonight, okay, let's everybody take a deep breath. Other people, let's see who's piping in with the text chat. Okay, Deb says, hello, everyone. I have no problem speaking my truth. I'm not home right now. I'm not home right now. You're not home, or you're not home? I just had to say that, Deb, because especially after the other night when the forest people were with us, it was like, well, maybe that's where you're at, is with them. But they're with us again tonight. And for those of you, because somebody did ask, who are the forest people? Goddess, thank you, Jan. I'm going there next. Forest people, that's another name for Sasquatch. And I work with them also because I'm a multi-dimensional, intuitive facilitator. Yes, of transformation and healing experiences. I'm an energy tracker, and I do a lot of ancestral work, a lot of womb work, and that's where we're going tonight. So your energy field aura is huge this evening. Thank you. You can see that? Oh, wow. See, this is what about being in a sacred sisterhood together, that we can see things in each other that we cannot see ourselves. For years, ladies, for years, because my gifts, you know, I've always had certain gifts, but didn't know they were gifts because they're so close to me. I didn't know they were a gift. The fact that I'm real, raw, and I'm rare, like I didn't know I was rare. Somebody had to tell me that. And I thought everybody was like that, but no, they're not. So, yeah, you're going to be in for a treat. I can tell you that. It's going to be a treat being part of the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood. I can feel the joy. I can feel the joy of like the grandmothers. They are so supportive. I worked with them earlier today. You know, these worksheets that you all are getting, that's not just coming from me. That's coming from, that's not the physical Tammy, just her. That's a lot more coming from that. So there is high frequency energy intertwined within those words. Just reading them, just holding that paper. The frequency is coming through. Thank you, Carolyn. That is really nice to know. Even tonight when I was like, okay, what color do I wear? And asking what color, because tonight is royal energy. There are parts of us those hidden parts of us, those sacred parts of our royalty, of who we are. And thank you, Jan. Whether it's the sacred goddess, priestess, today we're talking about great altars, the altars that are in the world and the frequencies that come from them. And it took me back to when I was in Egypt, standing in the temple, in Isis's temple, standing at her altar made of stone. You know, like right now, my left leg is going these royal parts of us. I'm like, what am I supposed to wear? I'm like, I had on red earlier, and my daughter's, well, wear red. I'm like, I've already wore red twice this week. And I've worn a blue. And she's like, what about a purple? And my hand's on this purple blouse, as she says, what about purple? Confirmation, right? Confirmation. Oh, yeah. So there is monthly pay that you can do with the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood 8-month program. It's $480 a month. You know, like some people, they can like, oh, well, what if I put $1,000 down and then can I do the rest on monthly? Sure. I'm here to work with you. I'm here to work with you. Let's make this happen, ladies. There's no time like the present. And bringing those sacred royal pieces of us that like, because how many of us, me included, so many, even our mothers or grandmothers, like worked and didn't know how to be. Didn't even know they could just be. And that energy from millennials, that ancient energy has come forth through them, through us, to us. And it's time to take back. It's time to not take back. Okay, thank you for that. To uncover those pieces of us and bring them forth and integrate them into who we are. So we can live from that, the sacred queen, the sacred sage, the crone. The crone is not some shriveled up old woman. She is a woman of wisdom. Okay, I can feel her. Those of you that can feel energy, can you feel this? Let me know. The crone. Some of us are in that stage of our lives. I am. Full of wisdom. Has worked through a lot of stuff. Is here to teach, to support. The Empress, this one lady that signed up today, she's like, Empress. I keep seeing Empress. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's part of this work. We're calling back those sacred, royal. What's a bigger word than royal? Like it's a bigger word than that. But you walk, you stand, you present yourself in this royalty of who you are. Of who you are. And you are that. And we're going to find you. Okay. That's what they're saying. We're going to find you and bring more of you back home. This is also the sacred sovereign. And I love that, Jan. Thank you again. The goddess, the high priestess, the Muriphors. A Muriphor is very sacred. She worked with essential oils, but like sacred oils. Sacred pure oils. Miraphor. Majestic. Thank you, Carol. I'm like, there's got to be another, your sacred, majestic self. That's it. I'm like, there's something bigger than royal, majestic. Can you feel the shift in that energy with that word? Please let me know, because this is very important. Either put some hearts across the screen or type in the text chat. Can you feel the shift between sacred royal and sacred majestic? Your majestic sacred self. Your royal sacred self. Majestic, there's something about that. So with the worksheets we did today, if anybody has any questions, I'm going to be posting the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood link in the group. Eventually, not sure when, I'm going to ask that later. And because there's more than I can even share with you about this program. It's just, you know, and if you're just tired, you know, bottom line, ladies, if you're tired of searching, if you're tired of being too emotional and your emotions rule your life, if you're feel like you're on a hamster wheel with, or like you have been with other programs, and all of a sudden it's like they fall flat and you don't know why, and you're not seeing fast results or concrete changes in your life, or if you tend to be like on that emotional roller coaster, man, I wanted off that ride. I was so tired of that. But you know, your willpower only takes you so far. We got to do this inner work. If you're on a spiritual journey, but you feel stuck and you don't know why, to some capacity, usually there's energy and emotions of shame, unworthiness. We worked on that again today, of not being loved, that keep popping up, even though, like, man, I worked on this. Yes, there's layers, ladies. There's layers upon layers upon layers. And the more you do, the deeper you can go. Are you hungry? Are you hungry for more? Man, I'm freaking hungry. Something has to change, and change now. Like I said, the bottom line, are you over? Are you done? Are you sick? Are you tired? Are you just like tired of not finding the answers, or like feeling off about shit? This is the course for you. This is the sacred sisterhood for you. Even if you ever feel lonely or depressed, or like wonder, like, why am I even living? And if you ever wonder, does joy, like a lasting joy, a real lasting euphoria of living in that, does that really exist in life? Girl, I'm here to show you. Yes, I am. And I'm excited about that. Sometimes I just don't know where this voice comes from. Okay, so how's your homework been going? How's the homework been going? Did anybody bring the story that I had you write of thinking of this remarkable woman? Can you please answer on the text chat? Did you do that? I want to know if you did before I actually go into this, because if you didn't, we might have to wait till Tuesday. Because I know one lady did, Sina did. She actually sent it to me. Did anybody else write that story? Because I don't want to ruin. I want to cancel the ruin. I really good, and yes, I have a story. Okay, anybody else have a story? That was Carol. So as you all Jan, I love you. I just love who you are, lady. So grateful for Jancy. For Carolyn's got a story. Okay, let me think how I'm going to do this. Because I really need one of those stories in front of me to really bring home what I want you to do with it. Did you ladies share them in the Facebook group, Ignite Your Joyful Heart? Let me ask that. Let's see. Sina, you're on here. Where did you share yours with me? Was it through a personal message? I'm thinking it might be to where I can go look it up. Okay, who else has a story? Diana, did you write your story? Man, I don't want to give. Deb, did you write the story of a great woman that it's like not yet. Carolyn, not yet. Okay, nope, but you can share. No, I can take a picture and send to you now. Oh, Carol said, Carolyn, okay. Let me just ask, because there's something else I want to take you through. Okay, so we'll wait till over the weekend because Tuesday night at 7 p.m. is Q&A. We'll go through that on Tuesday night. Yeah, that feels right. Because 3 of all the different women that have been on here, and not everybody's on here that's been on here all week. So I'll do probably a live maybe in the group later this weekend, or like maybe tomorrow, to say, hey, get your stories and bring them on Tuesday night, because this is really powerful stuff. Okay. So sacred calibration. It's where we start to bring together the things that we've learned this week. Is one of the ways of sacred calibration, where we not only do we let's see, how do I say this? Trying to find the right words. Not only is it about this inside of us, it's about how we are on the outside. When we start to calibrate who we are, wow. So what are some of the ways we do this? By creating a sacred space for ourselves. Creating sacred space to where when you do your work, so whether it's like right now, this is my sacred space, and my whole family knows this. I'm sitting at the dining room table because it's got the best lighting. The other night, Tuesday night, when things weren't working, I couldn't. I had to, oh, that's the night of the phone thing. Yeah. That was the frazzle. That was the emotional body. So how do we continue to do our calibration? We create a sacred space. Now, this can be a corner of your home if that's all you have. You know, when I was raising 5 children, I didn't really have a space to call my own except for the side of my bed. Maybe like a little corner on the side of my bed. But if I could just go sit on the side of my bed by myself, be with me. Doesn't mean you have to have an altar. You don't have to have a bunch of stuff. I like having candles because candles can actually help. That flame reminds me of the sacred flame, the transformative flame that comes forth when we call it to come forth to help to facilitate the transformation of energies to help us clear. Because I believe that if we're really serious of living and creating our world and to the point that we fall in love not just with our life but with ourselves, it's one of the most delicious things I could ever imagine is loving myself so much to say I am actually falling in love with who I am. And when we get to that point, women, it doesn't matter if we're falling in love with somebody else outside of us. I love being with me. I love being with me. But we must stop walking the same steps we've been walking in order to create this within us. And you got to quit denying that there's inner work that needs to be done. Because it's time. It's time and we need you. We need you. So creating your sacred space to where you can go and just be as this, because your physical body is affected, because that's the last place the energy. Yeah, sometimes there's no words. And this is about, because when you do that, you're allowing yourself to come home even more and become whole. That's one of the things I've always felt like the word holy should actually be spelled WHOLLY. WHOLLY. That is true holiness because you're whole. You're sovereign. You're here in your body. And this helps us to discover the sacred sanctuary within us. There's no more looking outside. Holy, holy, holy. What? That's a new thought, right? Of quit looking outside all the time for approval, for acknowledgement, that we come so much within ourselves, that we get to know ourselves so much, that we truly live by, it's none of my business what other people think about me. And that becomes like a standard, like that's so ingrained within us that no one controls us anymore. That we can truly walk and talk our truth. We live in our truth. I was just sharing today. People that know me know I speak my truth. I don't, very, very few times now. I'm discerning because I don't want to blow people out. But I speak my truth. And my children know that. My grandchildren know that. Yeah, my husband knows that. Oh my God. I'm just thinking about this morning when he's getting mad and I'm just cracking up laughing. That was my truth. I thought it was hilarious. Oh, so here's another thing. Do you need to be right or do you want to be loved? It's like that helps me to know where I'm at. Am I like, gotta be right? Which that's generally not who I am. And sometimes when I know I'm right, I just let it go. Because it's not worth an argument with whomever. With whomever. Because it's not worth the energy exchange. It's not worth it in my books. Like I'm not letting somebody else take me out of me. That's a practice. That's a practice. That's a practice. So as you're rediscovering and reconnecting with your sacred soul, what are some of those things that can keep you from it? For one, not making time on your schedule. Another, what else can keep you from it? You tell me. You tell me instead of me tell you. You tell me, what can keep you from taking this time? What can take you from your sacred sacred calibration? Because I've been giving you all the answers. I've been like sharing with you. So you tell me, what have you learned this week? I want to see if some of this stuff is stuck. What can take you out of the sacred calibration, the sacred play, the sacred release, what was the other one? Sacred storytelling. You're right, Sina. Family can. Mentors and coaches can. I'll share this with you. As I shared earlier, I've been having help, high frequency help, other beings helping me write this course. And on Sunday, this past Sunday, I was like, okay, I'm not needed. I'm thinking that because I'm thinking like, a few days before that, planning my days, like, oh, Sunday, which I usually don't work on Sundays. I might do something in the morning, like write, which, I would be creating these worksheets, right? So I'm in front of the 8 ball. And I had my whole day planned out. And then Saturday night, my husband comes to me. Can you make beer rocks tomorrow? Beer rocks is a time, like it takes hours to make beer rocks. Any of you that done that? Beer rocks are a German certain kind of meat, and I make the best. Tim's grandmother taught me how. I make the best beer rocks in probably the state of Kansas, for sure. For sure in Ellis County where we live. Okay. So I'm like, I wanted to work on this Sacred Soul Soiree. I'm like, okay. Well, I said yes. Like I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I can still get some things done. It's only going to take me like maybe 4 hours. And I'm thinking all this. I'm like, okay, Tim, I can do that because they're hauling cows. And I always said Sunday's family day. So it's like the universe was helping me to like, what are you doing, Tammy? So, and I had my own little homework by one of my coaches to like do a few things to get prepared for this. And I mean, and she's pretty awesome. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I can like sneak in a few things. No, it's like Sunday is family day. So I baked all day. I was in the kitchen all day. Yeah, I was so tired at night. The kitchen was a mess, and I left it that way. I was not cleaning. It'll wait till Monday morning. And that's just truth. I just left it a mess. Okay, so anyway, the next day I'm talking to a male coach that I have respected for a long time. And I'm not saying I don't respect him anymore, but I was talking to him about this, and I just asked him, have you ever worked with a woman that has a big family? I want to know how the heck that they go about their trying to create their work and take it to the world, but still be, that balancing act. And okay, so sometimes there's just no balancing, right? And he's like, yeah, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. So I told him about what happened on Sunday. And I'm like, and I didn't do anything for this 9-day event like I thought I could. I'm like, you know what? But you know what I did? Here's the important things, ladies. What I did is I asked for help. I asked for my entourage to be with me. I asked the sacred grandmothers to be with me. I asked the Sacred Soul Soiree. I said, okay, I can't work on you. You're going to have to, because everything has energy. We're going to go deeper into this in the 8-month program, the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood. Everything has energy and they want to shine. The Sacred Soul Soiree wanted to shine. The Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood wants to shine. They have their energy, and we need to allow them to come forth in their energy. Yes. So I just sent out a broadcast to everything I knew that could help me and said, help me take care of this. I can't work on it today. I knew to let it go because my focus, I wanted it to be on what I was creating in the kitchen, because that energy of me goes into that food and my family will be eating it. This is very important to know that. Do not eat when you're angry or upset or anything but happy or above. Do not make food if you're pissed, because you eat that, you're eating pissed off energy. Unless you bless it before you eat and you transmute that energy. But how many of us remember to do that, especially if we're starving and hungry? Does this resonate, ladies? I sure wish the hell somebody would have told me that years and years and years and years ago. Holy cow, you know, that could have made a difference. Well, I know it would have. And when I let that go, so I'm talking to this male coach, very, very financially, let's put it that way, financially successful. I adore this guy. And so he's telling me, he's like, with Tammy, your boundaries, you had your boundaries messed up. I'm like, oh, well, I never thought about my boundaries. Okay, I'll take a look at that. But something felt off. So this is where, when we do our inner work, we stay in our sacred sovereign self. We stay in that calibration of who we are, and we allow whatever information comes to us to go through us, and like let it assimilate. And like, is that really truth? Is that truth for me? Is that truth for me? Something felt off. So I asked this woman I highly, highly, highly respect. She's also a multi-dimensional worker. I'm like, I just have to ask this. And I was crying. I'm like, was I? And she's like, Tammy, I don't think it's boundaries. I think it's your values. And as soon as she said that, values, like, bam, that's freaking it, ladies. My core value, but see, my inner self knew that. My entourage knew that. My helpers all knew Tammy's not in her value if she's going to be working on Sunday instead of doing stuff with family. Even though, you know, family was here and there, blah, blah, blah. But I was with family when I was baking for them. Do you all follow what I'm saying so far? So the sacred calibration of who we are, bringing this in and allowing ourselves to stay in that calibration, that we're growing and that we're cementing within us to be solid for our foundation, for our, what was the word? I'm looking at majestic self, for a sacred majestic self to stand tall in. And we're going to find more of that here in just a moment. And as soon as the word values came up, I'm like, that's it. That is my truth. And there was no judgment. And I'm just like, Okay. Okay. That's it. Tammy, I think it's your values. Holy. Yeah. And when I say holy, I mean the WHOLLY. So everybody take a deep breath. So how are you right now? How's everybody doing right now? Type in the text chat. So excuses for what can take us out of doing our calibration? Cena says excuses. Family. Carol piped in. Family has taken my time. Yes. So is this resonating, what I'm sharing so far? How many times do we allow others' opinions, even when we ask, but are we also asking, is that my truth? When they, like inside, well, is that my truth? Well, is that my truth? Well, how does that resonate with me? And allow yourself to say, no, that's not. Even though they might be the professional, they might be more advanced than us in some areas. It doesn't matter. You ask yourself, how does that feel with me? How does that resonate with me? So I want you to close your eyes. Can you imagine doing this every week? Twice a month. Once a month. Close your eyes. I want you to breathe into your heart. I want you to take that breath that you're taking into your heart. And now I want you to take it. I want you to really be with this energy, with this container, with your sacred calibration, with your sacred, majestic self that is coming through, that is wanting to come back home. I want you to take that breath that's in your heart, and I want you to take another deep breath, and I want you to take that breath down into your womb space. And I want you to allow it to breathe there. Because see, when we connect our hearts to our womb, there's another energy. There's another sacred connection that's happening. Where two or more are gathered, there is magical, mystical happenings. And these are the two that are gathered, your heart and your womb. So keep taking that breath into there. This is also where some of your power has been. And I want you to start asking your spirit to come forth. Your soul's already here. So your spirit's different. Ask your spirit to start coming forth. The womb holds a lot of, for some women, there's a lot of pain. But it's not just all ours, ladies. Something that's been handed down. And we want to give her some love tonight. We want to give our womb space some love. And if you can see this sun, the sun that's in your solar plexus, a light. So bright, so bright, so bright. If you can imagine that. And allow it as you keep breathing deep. without passing out. Allow it to flow up and flow down so it can be part of this sacred communion, reconnection. And allow that energy as it's in your womb to go into all your sexual organs. Yes. Whether or not you've had a hysterectomy, the essence of them are still there. Allow that emotion, allow that energy to come forth. And as the sacred grandmothers are here with us, allow that energy, the essence, your purity, your purity essence, the essence of you, with the sacredness interwoven within that. Sometimes for the first time ever being seen. So many times, as one lady says it, our lady parts have been disconnected from us, especially as when we were teenagers, and the pains we would have during our menstrual cycle. And we hated it. We were mad and angry. Like, why does it hurt so much? Allow all that to come forth. Thank you. So, see, right now it's showing me because it just wants to be loved. It wants to be acknowledged. It wants to come back to being whole within us. Because there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect. When we have sent parts of us, the different body parts of us, anger, hate, even the cellulite that we have, for no better word, but demonized because of how we have treated it. That it has a voice and it just wants to speak. And we've made it wrong. We've made it wrong. And do you know why? Okay, so when we have our menstrual cycle, the pain we feel is usually stuck emotions that are not being spoken. And when our hormonal changes happen, that energy wants to be released, and we're not speaking about it. And do you know why? Because most women, because this is how we've been taught, or how we have been shown. Because women that did speak up in the past, women that did show their magic, they were tattled on, they were put to death, they were burned at the stake, they were hung. Allow all that to come forth. As the sacred flames and our entourage, I'm calling forth all of your entourages to help to facilitate the transformation of this pain, of this energy that just wants to return out, that wants to be acknowledged, that wants to say, I see you. Like for us, like, I see you. I see you. Now I've done this work so much that I can say, I love you. I acknowledge you. And that energy, just like, oh my gosh, I'm not bad. Because see, that's it. That's part of it. When we make those parts of us bad, that we what's the word? We build upon the shame. We put shame into ourselves sometimes by making parts of us bad because we don't understand. And we will be doing so much more of this work in the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood, so we can clear these energies layer after layer, so we can heal these energies, so these energies can come forth as they are right now. This is the beginning. Can you imagine doing this for 8 months? Not exactly this, but working this way with other women that are working this way too, in a sacred container. Now allow that energy to come forth. And if you can, say, I see you. I see you. Allow any emotion that wants to come forth, come forth. And allow your light to shine even more. So it can see, like, oh my gosh, there is the light. Wow, I can wake up. I can wake up. I can wake up. Wow, I'm not bad. Like, really? I'm not bad? That's what it's saying. Like, really? Do you know why most women around the age of like mid 40s to 60, that's when they start to divorce? They're done. They're done because they did not speak their truth in their marriage and they put up with stuff. So forgiving yourself for putting up with stuff you never should have, like forgiveness. I didn't speak my truth in my early days, and I stuffed that emotion. I thought that's the way it was, and it did physically. Yeah, there's other stories for that. But allow this energy to come forth, to be recognized. But because when menopause comes, with perimenopause comes, the anger rises, the rage rises, and it's pent up emotion, pent up energy. So remember what I said the other night. Emotions buried alive never die. They're stuck within us, and they will rear their heads. And sometimes, and when we don't take care of it on an emotional basis, if we do not start healing our emotional body, it will show up physically. Anger is in the liver. That's one way. Lungs is grief. We need to facilitate our grief. We need to go through those processes. But we also, are we holding whose grief is this? Is this mine or is this somebody else's? So allow that to come forth, allow that to come forth. And now we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it in love gauze, into a bubble of love. To know, to let it know that it is loved. To tell all your female body parts, you are with me. I am with you. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you feel that yes for that, go ahead and tell them. Will you forgive me? Will you forgive me? Please forgive me. I love you. I love you. I love you. Come back home. Come back home. Be whole with me. There might be some cramping for some of you, as is part of you. And like I said, even if you've had a hysterectomy or your tubes tied, I've had my tubes tied. Like I'm feeling into mine right now, and it's like I didn't know better. And those tubes are like, yeah, so I'm sending this energy, this essence of me, this light of me, I'm sending it into my tubes that were tied. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. I didn't know better. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? And of course, there's this big yes. It's just been waiting. That they've been waiting for us, women. They've been waiting. This whole essence, that part of us has been waiting for us to recognize it, for us to acknowledge it, for us to say, come back home. Come back home. Live fully within me. Tell me what you want to say. Tell me what you want to say. And then listen. And then listen. And as we allow this energy to, with the transformative flames and with the help of the sacred mothers. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't say sacred grandmothers, so the sacred mothers too. With Mama, 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 Mama Earth. The food, the food, the food, the food, the food. And all those other high frequency sacred collectives that are here with us right now. And with the power that you are within yourself, that sacred power of who you are, we say yes to this transformation. We say yes to transmuting this energy, to allow it to go and be free back to where it originally came from, back to original sacred love before time was time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. So I want everybody to take a deep breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. This might even be some energy you want to stay with tonight. If you can, take a bath, soak in whatever comes to you. I'm thinking Epsom salt because I also had body work done today with, with really asking what essential oils want to be with me, that want to nourish me, that want to nurture me. Like, who is that? What oil? What essential oil? To allow myself to soak. Ah, Michelle, thank you for showing up. Sacred love. Yes, before time was time. In its purest form. So remember, if you have not finished your story of what this greater woman looks like that you would aspire to be, write that. Bring it with you on Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central Time, where we have Q&A. And remember, that night is when, at midnight, Tuesday at midnight is when all of these videos are going to be taken down. The worksheets are going to be taken out of the group. Only the women that are in, that say yes to the Emerald Compass Sacred Sisterhood, they will have access to it. Say yes to you. It's time. Drink a lot of water, ladies. This was some deep work. Just checking in with all of you, your womb space. There's a lot of gratitude. There's a lot of gratitude right now flowing through us. Allowing that space to heal. Share this with somebody. Invite other people into the group. If you all just invite one person, you would have a buddy doing this work together. And in all sincerity, whether you do one-on-one work with me or group work with me, that's not, just do it. Do the inner healing work. Do the emotional body work. Find someone that can help, yeah. Say yes to you on more levels than one. It's time, women. It's time. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Thank you so much for participating. Tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. I'll post this in the group. We're going to have a special guest. That's going to be 2:00 on Saturday, 11 a.m. on Sunday, Mother's Day. And then we'll resume on Monday night at 7 with another guest speaker and more teaching, more wisdom sharing, more knowledge being shared. Thank you. That's it. More knowledge being shared through these special bonuses. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time. This is Tammy Lee with the Emerald Compass, coming live to you with the Sacred Soul Soiree 9-day event. And this is day 5, Sacred Calibration. Stay with this energy if you can. I love you. I love you. I love you.